What Rowan Atkinson really thinks about Mr. Bean. Who doesn't know Rowan Atkinson? And he's quite famous for his role as Mr. Bean. But do you know what Rowan Atkinson said about his tiring role in Mr. Bean? It was in January 1990 that the actor from South Oxfordshire made his first appearance as a childlike figure in his self-titled comedy. Since then, the character has become a worldwide success, spawning films, novels, and animated series. Rowan gave a live rendition of his persona in 2012 as part of the opening ceremony for the London 2012 Summer Olympics. Hello everyone and welcome to another video on our channel. In today's video, we'll be seeing what Rowan Atkinson really thinks about Mr. Bean. Yeah, you heard it right, so let's start our video. Rowan said that he didn't like that role and it was a really tough job for him. Rowan said that Mr. Bean's popularity had never shocked him. It's been 30 years and Mr. Bean is still as famous as ever. He has more followers on Facebook than Justin Bieber. It is inherently humorous to see an adult acting in a childlike manner without even being conscious of the inappropriateness of his behavior. The fact that the humor is more visual than verbal contributes to the fact that it has been popular on the worldwide level. He continued by saying that it was extremely nice that people wanted to connect with Mr. Bean, but he had no desire to have any presence on social media. What goes on over there is little more than a sideshow in my universe. Despite this, he has a disproportionately large following in nations with harsher creative rules than our own, such as Muslim countries. Those who are more sensitive may find it difficult to avoid topics that may be offensive in a comic with a more controversial style. On the other hand, Mr. Bean doesn't seem to have any issues with it. Rowan is known to be a car enthusiast and may sometimes be seen driving about the county. Near 2006, he reportedly spent $2.6 million to purchase Hand Smooth House in Ibston, situated on 16 acres. He began the process of tearing down the house that was built in the 1930s and replacing it with a home that was chic, spacious, and coolly modernist. It also had its eye-catching filling station style structure, referred to as the Space Age. Rowan may have been born in County Durham, but he has deep roots in the area. He's now pursuing a master's degree in electrical engineering at the Queen's College in Oxford, his father's alma mater. In 2006, it bestowed the title of honorary fellow to the actor. During his time at Oxford, he showed off his comedic chops by participating in the Oxford Revue, which performed at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe in August 1976. He also performed sketches in Oxford with a review group of the experimental theater club called the Etceteras and the Oxford University Dramatic Society. It was via OUDS that he became acquainted with the author Richard Curtis and the musician Howard Goodall, who were both enrolled at Christ Church at the time. They have collaborated throughout their careers, most notably on the television show Not the 9 O'Clock News, Blackadder, and Mr. Bean. When asked about the potential of further episodes of the latter, Rowan responded that having done an animated TV series, they were in the foothills of planning an animated movie for Mr. Bean. It's simpler for him to portray the role vocally than visually. Playing like him isn't that enjoyable for him. He added that it was never nice to bear the weight of duty. He found it both stressful and tiring, and he eagerly anticipated the moment when it would be over. He didn't like the process of creating anything, with the potential exception of Blackadder. That's because many people, not just himself, shared the burden of making that show entertaining. According to him, it was definitely not impossible. He may play the role of Blackadder again at some point in the future. He said this was about as positive as he could be, and that he would prefer not to speculate on when the story could be set. However, Blackadder symbolized the creative fire we all had in the 1980s. It wouldn't be simple to recreate that situation after 30 years. Atkinson, who also advocates for the rights to free expression, warned against the cancel culture that permeates today's society. He stated that the issue that he had on the internet was that an algorithm selects what they wanted to see, which ultimately results in creating a simple and binary picture of society. It boils down to the fact that you are either on our side or opposed to them, and if you're opposed to them, you have earned the right to be canceled. They must get exposed to a broad range of opinions. Nevertheless, they now have the modern-day equivalent of a medieval mob that roams the streets searching for someone to burn. As a result, it must be terrifying for everyone victimized by that gang, and it makes him anxious about the future. Well, that's all for today's video. Tell us in the comment section how this video was. I hope that you found this video interesting. If you want to see more just like this one, then please consider subscribing for more. And don't forget to give comments and provide us with your valuable feedback. We'll see you in the next video with some more interesting celebrities, facts, and stories. And until then, stay tuned.